before the world got its hands on you. Before the first person told you that you were too much, or not enough, or both, somehow, at the same time. Before you learned to make yourself smaller, to fit into spaces that were never built for you. Before you started performing a version of yourself that was easier for others to hold. There was a moment when you knew exactly who you were. You felt it in your body. You didn't need anyone to confirm it. You didn't need a mirror. You just knew that knowing didn't disappear. The world got loud and you got quiet, but the knowing is still there. Under everything, under every layer of who you've been told to be. Under the performance, under the protection, under the careful management of how much of yourself you let people see. Under all of it, you are still there, exactly as you were in that first moment. Tonight, we are going back, not to who you were, to who you have always been. Remember, before the world told you who to be, you already knew. You knew what made you come alive. You knew what made you shrink. You knew when a room felt safe and when it didn't. You knew what you loved without needing a reason. You were whole before anyone told you that you needed to be fixed. Before the world told you you were already enough. Before the noise got louder and the voice inside. Before you learned to edit every word you said. Before you made yourself the person they could hold. I remember you. I remember you. The one who knew before anyone else spoke. I remember you. I remember you. And you are still exactly here. The first time someone told you that you were too sensitive, you believed them. And something shifted. Not disappeared, just went quiet. Went underground. Started waiting. You went quiet, but you didn't leave. You went underground, but you didn't die. You were waiting for this moment to be called back to the surface, back to the light. What did you love before you were told what you were supposed to love? What did you feel before you were taught that certain feelings were too much? Who were you in that quiet moment before anyone had opinions about you? That is who you are. That has always been who you are. I remember. Not everything at once, just a feeling first. Like something familiar, returning from a long way away. I remember what it felt like to be in a room and not be performing. I remember what it felt like to say something and mean all of it. I remember a version of me that did not apologize for taking up space. I remember her. I remember, she was always there. I remember, underneath the careful. I remember who I am before I learned to disappear. She did not leave. She was just waiting for me to come back and get her. And I am here now. I am here. I remember the laugh I used to have before I monitored it. I remember the dreams I used to believe in before someone told me to be realistic. I remember the love I had for this life before disappointment taught me caution. I remember. I'm coming home. Remembering is not going back. Remembering is bringing her forward. The one who knew. The one who loved without strategy. The one who felt everything and wasn't ashamed. She doesn't need to be protected anymore. She needs to be lived. spent so long becoming what the world said I should be. I got so good at the performance, I almost forgot about me. But underneath the careful, underneath the learned, was someone who had been patient, was someone who had earned the right to take up space, the right to speak her truth, the right to be exactly the self she always knew. This is who I am, not who I learned to be. This is who I am before the world got to me. I am sensitive and certain, I am gentle and I'm strong. I am everything I buried, I have known it all along. This is who I am, and I am done explaining. This is who I am, and I am done remaining small. I used to shrink the parts of me that made other people uncomfortable. I used to file down my edges to make myself more comfortable. But I am not a corner, I am not a quiet room. I am every season, I am midnight, I am noon. This is who I am, done apologizing for the size of what I feel. I declare myself done making myself smaller to help other people deal. I am not too much, I was always just enough for the life that is waiting for me to show up as all of me. This is who I am, I remember now. This is who I am, and I won't forget how to be exactly this, exactly here, exactly me. This is who I am, I am finally free. This is not the first time you have known who you are. You have known it before, in other forms, in other lives, in other bodies that carried the same essential frequency, the same unmistakable signature of you. The world forgets you every time, and every time you remember. This is what you do. You forget, and then you remember. And the remembering is always more complete than the version before. Because every forgetting teaches you something about what you are made of, when you have nothing to rely on but what you truly are. I have always been this, long before this body. I have always been this, long before this name. I have always been this. The frequency is ancient. And I will always remain You are not becoming yourself. You are remembering yourself. There is a difference. Becoming suggests you were not yet complete. Remembering knows you always were. I am the self that forgets and the self that returns. I am the one who remembers. I am the fire that burns through every life I've carried, through every name I worn. I am the one that cannot be anything but born into knowing, into being, into this. Have always been this.
Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next journey. Bye.